we'll get out. About 2 hours at a time. We'll get out. I'm just playing. If you have your Bible, join me. I invite you to join me in 1 Samuel. To all the youth, all my little sisters and brothers, and some big sisters, some big brothers. So good to see all of you all. And I pray that this word will bless you on tonight. When you find the book of 1 Samuel, I want you to join me in chapter 7. And if you will stand just in honor and reverence of God's word, I want to read one verse into your hearing on tonight. Very, very unique message, so just hang on with me. We're going to get to the end together, what God is saying. 1 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12. To all of the ministers, deacons, deacon wives, mothers, musicians, the media ministry, God bless you, and ushers. 1 Samuel chapter 7, I want to focus in on verse 12, one verse, and I'm going to read it from the King James Version first, and then I'll read it from the New Living Translation. 1 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12 reads like this. Then Samuel took a stone and set it between Mizpah and Shan, and called the name of it Ebenezer, saying, Hitherto hath the Lord helped us. As you continue to stand, listen to this out of the New Living Translation. It reads, Samuel then took a large stone and placed it between the towns of Mizpah and Shan. He named it Ebenezer, for he said, up to this point, the Lord has helped us. Thank you. You may be seated. He took that stone and called it Ebenezer, saying, up to this point, the Lord has helped us. For a few moments of your time, I would like to talk today from this thought. It's very simple, later these few lines with this thought, the help. The help. If you're not too many, look at your neighbors and neighbor. The help. That's the wrong neighbor. You're trying to be cute today. Find another neighbor. Find another neighbor. Look at them. I say, neighbor, I don't know about you, but I have met the help. Your prayers, please. My brothers and my sisters, I cannot wait until Wednesday. Because Wednesday, August the 10th, a movie that has been a long time coming is coming out entitled The Help. The movie is coming directly from a book. On last week, I had an opportunity to read the entire book. I was blessed so much by Catherine Stockett and her book, published in 2009, entitled The Help. Catherine Stockett in this book took us on a journey of what it was like in the early 1960s in a little town of Jacksonville, Mississippi. Jacksonville, Mississippi. We were hanging out in this book in Jacksonville, Mississippi. And it was so very interesting that in the 1960s, there were some individuals in these communities that were African American and female in gender. These African American sisters would be in the households of white families, assisting the white families, and instead of them being called maids, or instead of them being called secretaries, instead of them being called domestic assistants, they were called the help. But if it were not for these sisters in the background, many of the white Caucasian families would not have been what they were in the public. When you listen and watch the movie or read the book soon, you're going to meet two characters. One character is by the name of Aileen, and the other character is by the name of Minnie. They are the main characters of the movie and will be the main characters in the story. When you meet Aileen and Minnie, you will learn that Aileen and Minnie had the job and the opportunity and responsibility to hold down the position of cleaning in the house. They had to wash the dishes in the house. They had to clean and fold, iron the clothes in the house. When the baby needed a diaper change, the help would take care of the diaper change. It was so messed up, though, they thought that these black sisters had diseases, so they did not have the opportunity to use the bathroom inside the house. No, they built them a bathroom outside because they thought these black sisters would have diseases and spread in the white families. The help was not treated all the way right. They were not always respected, but they held out their position. And these white families could be prominent, these white families could be popular, these white families could be prestigious, but it was because in the background there was some meaningful, magical, matchless, marvelous, magnificent, mighty help behind the scenes that made these popular white families in town look almost flawless. If it were not for the help of these sisters working in private, these families would have looked like nothing in public. And oh, my brothers and sisters, as I reflect over my matriculation through high school and these last 2 years of college gone by, I'm often asked, how did you make it? How have you survived the burdens of biology, the stress of Spanish, the pressure of physics, the language of language arts, the hurdles of history, and the utter mystery and madness of man? I'm often asked, how did you make it, Reggie? Or how do you make it, Reggie? How do you push through peer pressure, dive through discouragement, and battle through bruises, and excel and exhale when you are exhausted? They ask me all the time, don't you get tired of preaching? Do you ever get tired of being in society's spotlight as a young minister? How do you do it? Aren't in college and ministry stressful? Isn't it a lot to balance? How do you do it? How do you keep going, Reggie? But before I give you my answer, let me ask you a few questions. How have you made it this far in your life? I know it hasn't been easy. I know life has not been a scoop of Bluebell and Haagen-Dazs ice cream. But how do you keep going? Haven't you gotten weary sometimes with all the responsibilities you have? How do you still worship like you do? How is your praise still radical like it is? Have you ever thought of how you're balancing you're juggling home on your head, work on one hand, school on another. You're balancing your personal life on one foot and trying to balance church life on another foot. How do you do it? Why haven't you collapsed? Why haven't you fainted yet? I mean, friends are fickle sometimes. Boyfriends act up. Girlfriends turn on you. Family members acting foolish sometimes. How in the world do you deal with all of that? Have you ever really thought about how you hold it together? I mean, you're the glue for your family. You're a mom at home or a dad at home. Some people are both mama and daddy at home. You're a youth leader at church, a full-time student. You're a choir member at church, an officer manager at work, a band member at school, football player on the field. How do you do all of that? You're always running. You're always late. You're always moving and shaking. Sometimes you don't slow down until you're sick. You're always texting on the phone. You're always tweeting, always Facebooking, always internet surfing, into this meeting, out to another meeting, phone call after phone call. Some of you all are texting right now. Some people are doing so much. How have you made it this far? You've been hit with hurricanes, of tornadoes, of turmoil, thunderstorms, of trouble, cyclones, of confusion, mudslides, of mistake, floods, of frustration, of rain showers, in rough situations. How have you made it this far? And black folks,